Hey guys, happy Monday. As you can see from my background, I finally made it back home after my little trip this past week, and I'm so grateful to be back home. We got back home yesterday at around 3. As you can see with me and my background being at home, I just came in from work maybe about 15 or 20 minutes ago. I don't know if there is no school today or because it was rainy earlier today and a lot of people decided to stay home, but there was absolutely no traffic at all. It was a straight ride home, no problems, no interruptions. So I got here at about 6 o'clock, which has been the first time ever. Prior to today, the earliest I reached home was maybe about 6:10, 6:15, so I'm grateful to be here. But I just wanted to give you guys a brief recap of my week. So as you guys know, we had to do a little bit of moving around this week because my children lost their grandmother and also their grandfather's brother on their dad's side. So being that both of them passed away so suddenly around the same time, a day apart from each other, they decided to have a service and the burial, since they're being buried in the same grave site together. So the journey that we took was we left here in Georgia on Friday morning, and we took the plane out to New York. When we got to New York, we stayed there that Friday, did a lot of running around and did what we had to do in preparation. Then on Wednesday, we pretty much did a lot of cooking, so people can come back to the house after on Monday, we did all of the preparations to prepare for the funeral. We came back and we prepped the food and got everything together so that people can come back over to my daughter's house for the repast. On Tuesday, that was the day of the service for their grandmother, which was so beautiful. Very, very beautiful. A lot of her New York family and my family and friends, they showed up for that event. After that, we went back to my daughter's house and we had a meal for the repast. On Wednesday, we pretty much just hung around trying to make sure that my children's grandfather was okay, with losing his wife. Not sure if he pretty much understand what's going on because he also has dementia. So we just wanted to make sure that he was okay. So I just wanted to make sure that I kept him fed and happy. I had him dancing, listening to some old school music, just having a really, really good time to help him cope. Then on Thursday, we got up early and we rented a vehicle, somewhat like a Sprinter, and we all went down to North Carolina, which was myself, my daughter, my grandbaby, her fiance, their dad, and the grandfather, and my son. So we all drove down to North Carolina, which took us about 8 hours. It wasn't too bad. We went to stay in a hotel. I can't remember what part of North Carolina, but it wasn't like a Raleigh or a Charlotte. It was on the outskirts. So my children's father's family, they pretty much had the entire first floor of the hotel. So we all got together and went out to eat. We went to this really, really nice little, I guess you would say, restaurant style bar where they had karaoke, which was a lot of fun. When we first got in there, I wasn't too particularly sure about the area because it didn't look as if there was too many of us there, but one of the cousins did recommend the restaurant. He did eat there before. But as far as coming in, as such of a large group that we had, because it had to be about 25, 30 deep of us that came up in there. Eyes were wide open when we came in, but towards the middle of the evening, everybody got the food going and the music going, the live band and the drinking, everybody came as one. So we had a really, really cool time mingling, doing karaoke and just, doing fellowship with everybody, in the family. So that was great. Then on Friday, we all went over to my children's grandfather's sister's house. And we all had a little get together. We had a little prayer session, you know, just to prepare for the funerals the following day for my children's grandparents and their dad's brother. So once that night was over, you know, we all went back to the hotel to prepare. Then on Saturday, it was the day for the funeral for both. Now, the reason why they had the funerals together is because they all grew up together in the same town. Everybody knew each other. Everybody went to the same schools. And basically, you know, they're all, you know, under the one umbrella of my children's father's family. And they were also all being buried in their burial site because they have their own, you know, burial site, you know, for their family. So that's why they had it together. The day was pretty somber, you know, for my kids. I think that's when it really hit them that that would be the last time that they would see their grandmother. So it hit them kind of hard, you know, to see her for the last and final time. And then also, you know, when we went to the burial to see her being laid to rest. It was somewhat difficult, but, you know, they were expecting it. You know, they had already gone through it as well as far as the viewing and the funeral in New York. So coming down to North Carolina, you know, it was a little bit easier in one sense, but then harder because once we left North Carolina, she wouldn't be coming back with us, you know, so that's the final. So with that being said, you know, they're doing okay now. And I've, you know, been talking to them, making sure that everything is okay with them. And I'm proud of my kids, you know. They're very helpful with their grandparents. They love their grandparents to death. And you know that they had a good time with them. And thankfully, 2 weeks ago when we were up in New York for my grandson's birthday, they had the opportunity, you know, to spend time with her, talk to her and love on her. So that's embedded, you know, in them and made things a little better. And thank God she actually got to see, you know, her very first grandchild, which is a boy who she loves boys dearly. So I'm very happy with that. As far as the grandfather, I'm not sure if he really understands right now the passing of his wife. You know, it did, you know, make him tear up the first time, you know, he did see her, but after that he really hasn't mentioned her at all. So I don't know if he's blocking it and not really processing it, or because of the dementia, he really doesn't remember. And also the way that she was put away, I don't know if he really recognized her because, you know, she was all made up, you know, with her makeup, her hair done, and her jewelry versus, you know, commonly, you know, for the past, you know, couple of years, you know, she was just very plain. She wore her hair short. She wore it gray. She didn't wear makeup. You know, she wasn't, you know, that diva that she used to be, you know. So, you know, that might be one reason why he didn't really process the fact that that was, you know, really his wife, you know, and that she's gone. But, you know, he still has my daughter and his dad, you know, and the grandbaby, you know, surrounding him, and my son calling him, you know, making sure that he is good. And we're going to continue to do that, you know, make sure that he's good. And whenever needed, we are there and we are by his side. You know, even though the, you know, kid's father and I are not together, I've been knowing them and a part of that family for the past 32 years. And no matter whether I'm with someone or not, you know, they do have to understand that I am still going to be there for that family because we do have that long history, you know, and he is the father of my kids, so it's still going to be considered family. But with that being said, I'm back at home now. There's not really much that I am going to do. As you can see, I have a few dishes in the sink that I have to get rid of. Back there, you see I have my lunch bag that I need to unpack. I haven't taken my shower as of yet, which I am going to do. By looking at my head, things were going so quickly up in New York. I didn't have the opportunity to get my hair done. I wanted to go to my old beautician that I used to go to when I was living up there, but we didn't get the opportunity to do so. So now, hopefully either this weekend or next weekend, I'll have the opportunity to pamper myself. But with that being said, I'm going to end this video now. I just wanted to come in and make sure that you guys know that I missed you, and my son and I made it back home safe and sound. We had no issues, no drama or anything with the planes. This time we actually took 2 planes from Georgia to New York. We took JetBlue. From New York to North Carolina, I said we rented a vehicle from North Carolina to Virginia, because that was the biggest airport to go to, because I don't do little bitty planes. So we had to drive from, or my kid's dad had to drive from North Carolina to Virginia International Airport for us to get on the plane there, which we took a Frontier, which brought us here to Georgia. So thank God, all was good, no problems, no issues, no concerns, no worries. We pulled out on time, we arrived on time, we got home fairly quickly. I honestly wanted to try to get on the camera, but I just could not. I was exhausted. I think I went to bed last night between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Once I showered and my head hit the pillow, I was out for the count. I might have gotten up one time to get a drink of water. After that, I was in my bed. Oh, and one other thing I must mention and confess. The health and wellness journey went out the window. When I went to New York, I came across this Japanese restaurant. I fell in love with their shrimp and chicken and fried rice. Of course, I think I had it 2 to 3 times for dinner when I was up there. Then when we went to North Carolina, now let me just say, my family on my mom's side is from South Carolina, which they consider them to be Geechees. My dad comes from Panama, like Spanish descent. So a lot of the Spanish food I would get from him. So going to North Carolina with my, kids' family, they cook somewhat different down there. So let me tell you, when I got down there, I let loose. I ate everything every day. I haven't drank alcohol in I'll say years. I haven't drank alcohol in years. I mean, drank alcohol, which I did indulge. We were having such a good time. Family was all together. We all connected together. We all networked together. And we hadn't done that in several years. So it was like a moment. So I had me an apple martini. I took a sip of a little lemon drop shot. So yeah, we were lit and we had a good time, doing a little dancing. But as far as the food intake, they had some of everything. Of course, they had salads. Someone made a honey bun cake from scratch. We had collard greens, fried chicken. Somebody made a homemade, chicken pot pie, and the list goes on. Then after the after the services on Saturday, we went to a restaurant. I had potato salad, string beans, fried fish, baked fish. I taste the rib. Some of the other things is a little country, so I'm not gonna mention to get anybody sick with some of the things that I tasted, but I can tell you, I let loose. So I'm thinking every pound that I have lost for the past, I'll say maybe 2 to 3 months, I know for sure, for a fact, I put every bit of it back on and then some. So this week, I am going to be doing my water, having my salads at least 2 times a day, and taking my vitamins. I'm going to get on that treadmill every day. As soon as I get off here, I think I'm going to jump on the treadmill for about a half hour. Then I'm going to jump in the shower and call it a day. But thank you guys for listening and returning back to my video. And for those of you who are new to the video, welcome. And please subscribe to my channel. For those of you who are already subscribers, thank you so much. We are almost at that 4,000 mark, and I am officially a part of the YouTube partnership. So I'm assuming once I hit the 4,000, which I'm hoping I can do by the end of the month or before the end of the month, I guess I will be entitled to doing other things. So as I'm going down that path and I'm learning and figuring out what the next steps are to YouTube, I will keep you guys abreast. But I want to say thank you so much again. Without you guys, I would not have made it here this far, this quickly. And I do want to let you guys know that you are helping me reach the goals that I have set for myself. I hope you guys have an amazing evening and an amazing week. And I will try my very, very best to get back on the camera one day this week and give you guys another video. Thank you, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.